class maintenance assistant serving aboard the USS Ronin, designation 850 Alpha. It has been approximately 10,950 sols since the last of my crew perished due to starvation. My primary goal is to maintain the ship's systems. However, due to the unique nature of our mission, I was assigned a secondary task: preserve the human story for future alien civilizations. The crew of the Ronin were likely the last humans alive, and should they not find a suitable homeworld in time, wished for me to preserve evidence of their species. Unfortunately, I was given no precise way to carry out this order, so for the time being, I will simply search for a suitable planet. That's odd. It appears we have been fired upon. No matter, I will attempt to combat the vessel. Engaging primary planet bearer. Oh, it seems they have us locked in a stasis field. The ship is extremely advanced, but an ionic energy burst may overwhelm the beam, if only temporarily. Launching plasma canister. Certainly a violent first contact. However, I will continue my mission to find an inhabited planet to share the human story with. I will continue documenting through ship logs. Goodbye. It has been approximately 189 sols since my last log. I have since identified a potentially habitable exoplanet. If I find that it does indeed harbor sentient life, I will deposit all of my data regarding humanity to preserve their story. Humanity often named exoplanets after someone they found important. I will attempt to continue this by naming the planet Trollsen One, after the Ronin's engineer who gave me frequent diagnostic reports. Upon first inspection, the surface of the Trollsen appears to be quite arid. Curious. A proto-bovine creature. A group of bovines together. They seem to observe familial bonding like many Earth animals. The surface is covered in massive sand dunes, dotted by smaller oases. Bipeds. A most encouraging sign. These creatures seem to resemble kangaroo rats, despite being over half a meter tall. Structures. The largest is over 7 stories tall, and they appear to be anchored in the water. Perhaps I found it. I am now inside one of the structures. It appears to be abandoned. A body, reptilian in nature. By the rate of decay, this individual has been dead for nearly 5 years.
The dying individual was painting a crude drawing displaying an outside attacker destroying its people. Intriguing. The enemy attacker in the drawing resembles the ship that attacked the Ronins several months ago. I'll have to do further research. This location is no longer suitable. I have successfully returned to the Ronin. Though my mission was a failure, I did get the opportunity to scan and catalog several species of native fauna on Trollsen One. I will now describe and name them for the purposes of this log entry. The moss stag is a large, bovine-like creature, weighing nearly 1,000 kilograms and standing at 1.2 meters tall. Primary diet, a large form of watergrass and moss. The gallop mouse, a half-meter-tall, bipedal rodent that migrates between oases in small groups to dine on algae blooms. Their unique gait and wide hoof allow them to traverse the sands quite well. Finally, the Pedalis lacerta, or bipedal lizard. Quite unfortunate not knowing what they called themselves. Standing at nearly 2.1 meters tall and 90 kilograms, they were the dominant and only known sentient species of Trollsen One. They built small, sophisticated floating villages from the porous wood of native flora, yet had seemingly no knowledge of metallurgy. Diet unknown. Status extinct. Perhaps in the future I can return to Trollsen and learn more of them and their fate. But for now, I will continue my mission. Until my next log entry. It has been 75 sols since leaving the planet Trollsen One. During this time, I have been pursued by a ship identical to my attackers during my initial log entry. The ship has maintained speed with the Ronin, seemingly observing until a few moments ago when it began rapidly accelerating. Unfortunately, due to the nature of our previous encounter, I can only assume its intentions are hostile. If the Ronin is nearing destruction, I have prepared a signal to transmit on all frequencies every last bit of data I have stored on humanity. The possibility of it being received is very small, yet I can process no other way of completing my mission if the ship and I both no longer exist. It appears that I was saved by another ship, and I'm receiving a transmission.
Activating Xenolinguistic Translation Matrix. Warning, voices may be slightly delayed.
That was certainly a risky move there, companion. Tell me, have you met them before?
I have met them on one other occasion, during which they also attempted to destroy my ship.
Ah, yes, so you know something. Well, I reckon I'd better tell you the whole story. My species, the Materians, once lived on a beautiful planet filled with rich oceans and fields of moss bloom. We'd been spacefaring for nearly 150 years before the drones showed up. A frontier outpost warned us of invaders 3 days before they were due to arrive. So we built and retrofitted an entire fleet, 18 Hesham-class defense ships, and the largest capital ship we ever made, the Shield of Materia. Unfortunately, our little home guard didn't cut it. 26 drone ships, 4 of their carriers each bringing 7 smaller fighter ships. That's 58 ships against 19. It was a slaughter. The Shield was the first to fall, and with it our forces. There was just Too many of them. Their weapons strong, ours weak. We were never a violent race. And then our planet was sterilized of sentient beings, and we still don't even know why. So with our remaining ships, we fled. A few thousand at most, maybe more if the outer colonies had any luck. It was an uncertain time, setting off into open space. We found xenophobic species, unwilling to let a handful of ships cross their territory for any reason. Spatial anomalies that seemed too good to be true, and were. And ruined planets, left devastated by the drones just like ours years ago. Their inhabitants erased from history. Only recently have we come into contact with a small but advanced race known as the Helic. They're a little blunt, but very kind. Since losing several outposts to the drones recently, I guess they must have had some sympathy for us, and they've been letting us stay.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Though my genealogy is a bit more complicated, I am very potentially the last of my kind.
Yeah, well, all we can do is survive now. Come on, let's get you over to the Helic. They'll see to any repairs or resupply that you need.
I'm receiving a transmission from the station. Unfortunately, it seems my translator cannot decipher your language.
Sorry, forgot to mention that most species translators can't understand them. But basically what he said was, welcome, and is there anything we can do for you? He said a drone ship is approaching. Charge weapons. Will you stand with us, my new friend?
Fighting the drones together would seem mutually beneficial. Therefore, as acting captain of the USS Ronan, I grant a temporary alliance.
Good job, my friend.
Put her there, my new friend.
Oh, sure, whatever that means. Listen, in a long time. So I had an idea. Maybe I could come along with you on the mission. We can spare the one ship. Our missions can work together. I look for a new home for my people, and you look for one for yours. The rest of my people will stay with the Helic until I return.
I believe that would be most agreeable. This room used to belong to Captain Dawes. Though I am hardly qualified, I have been acting captain since the crew's death, and I believe she would want me to have them. Captain Dawes had a strange obsession with antique magnetic data cartridges. She frequently sought out these tapes, as she called them, at various trade outposts. She believed they allowed her to connect with humanity's past so we don't lose ourselves in the infinite future. This sentiment, being so intertwined with my mission, resonates with me. So I have decided to begin collecting keepsakes when possible to remember my time. This is a holographic sculpture of the extinct sapient species I encountered on Trollsen One. Just as I carry the story of humanity, I will also carry the story of these perished brothers. But as for right now, I think I'll watch some of her tapes, and perhaps gain insight as to the comfort they provided her.
For watching the most great movie, History of Planet Zakar.
That's quite unsettling. I'm familiar with the species. They refused us refuge when we were fleeing our planet. Well, not so much refused as simply ignored. They didn't seem fazed by anything. So seeing them run from us is strange to say the least.
Attempting to board the station could yield some answers as to why they chose to abandon it. It may also be beneficial to salvage any remaining system data that could lead us to habitable worlds.
Okay, just be careful. I'll monitor my sensors in case they change their mind.
An octagonal structure, supported by a honeycomb-like frame. The temperature is roughly 31 degrees Celsius and is quite humid. Unusual. My visual sensors detected movement, but I see no cause. Likely the poor lighting. There are large slashes across the outer wall, the shape and pattern of which is consistent with those of large animal claws. Given the loss of power, it could mean they are attempting to decommission the station, though the continued presence of reserve lighting is quite strange. A large tendril. This is inconsistent with the anatomy structure described to me by the Materians. Oh my. This is quite disturbing. My scans indicate the presence of a complex parasitic organism of some sort. Given this rather gruesome new data, I do not believe they were running from us. This room contains several large data storage devices and system control terminals. Perhaps it is the command center. My translation hardware is identifying this as a general station warning. It appears the emergency firewall is preventing any data from being accessed outside of the central computer. I'm launching a camera drone to help me locate the core as well as warn of any outside threats. I see. Whatever this organism is can actually influence or occupy a host body, similar to some species of Ophiocordyceps fungus, the general source of which is in the brain. It is likely they are now aware of my presence. I must hurry to the computer core. They are slowly feeding on the offspring of this species. This must be the cause of the power shortage. They have surrounded the entire core of the station. I'm bringing the power online. Oh goodness.
You weren't responding to my communications, so I figured something must have gone wrong. Come on, let's get out of here. Whatever that parasite is, can't be allowed to survive. Are you ready?
I am ready.